Today was one of those days. Just a lot of feelings of success coming to the end of it. And often I find for myself when I haven't really moved my body, I often find myself feeling this heaviness. Or I don't know, it's hard to put it, but today was one of those good days. And I hit the gym, got some lifting in. I also managed to go to jujitsu, and we also did striking. I think I actually caught a nice one there, and just feeling good, right? Like I hit 3,500 calories today. I used to be for all of you skinny boys out there who have a fast metabolism. The amount I've learned in one year, I've gone from 150 to 175. So put on 25 pounds. And a lot of that really just comes back to nutrition. Like, I'd say it's 80% nutrition and then 20% working out. But it's like calories in. If you, like, for me, I basically always had these excuses around, oh, I can't put on weight. I also chose, because I did Muay Thai, that I was going to be skinny and long. So I typically fought at like 145. And now I'm at 175. And the main reasons for that is actually counting my calories. I recognized that I never actually had any idea what I was intaking. So I had no idea around the amount of protein I was taking, amount of carbs, amount of fats, and there was no system at all around actually trying to gain anything, and it was just a bunch of excuses as to why I couldn't. And so now every day I use myfitnesspal. If you haven't used that app, I think everybody should. You can even put in what you're trying to achieve. So whether you're trying to like put on some weight or you're trying to lose some weight, it can just quickly calculate and be like, hey, this is what you need to eat. And so for me, it's also taken like a lot of attempts, because you do it and then you don't do it, and then you're like, oh no, that was the thing that was working, and then you just become consistent with it. And now it's like I'm actually getting a little bit bigger. I want to get up to 200. I'm going to document my success to getting there, because there's a hell of a lot of people who were just like me, right? Who had no idea what to do or how to do it. It also was never a gym bro in any way, shape, or form. It actually took me 4 attempts to go to the gym in my life so far. So, and the thing that really clicked for me, I'm going to give you a couple of tips right now. One, I ended up just paying for a personal trainer that I was able to get on their schedule, and I was going like 5 days a week at the start of last year, or just before the start of last year. And the second thing is rather than doing this whole like New Year's resolution thing, I actually do my best to start these new, adopt these new like ideas before New Year's. So it's like coming into the new year, I'm keeping a nice momentum going, as opposed to, okay, my life's going to change today and it's going to be the new year. And so keeping that momentum going is really important. And then, of course, like number 3 is like actually like watching your calories. So making sure, hey, am I getting enough protein? You should be consuming at least 1 gram of protein per gram of weight. So for me, I'm trying to aim for 200, so I'm just consuming 200 daily. I probably only need 150, but that way, if I even miss it, if I miss 200, I'm still over what it was meant to be. And I have a regiment now clearly set up of what I'm eating for my breakfast, what my carbs are, what my fats are, what my protein intake is, and when I'm going to the gym, having my protein shakes afterwards, and calculating all of those calories, and then just getting in the system and then just building that momentum. And then from there, it's really just like monitor what you're doing and then make slight adjustments. And I feel fucking amazing. I feel fucking amazing. I'm 35 years old. I feel fitter than I've ever been. And then like tomorrow, right? There's a jiu-jitsu tournament happening tomorrow up in Portland. Gonna have to drive like 3.5 hours to get there. It's a team event, and it's just like a last minute thing. We're gonna go up and whoop whoever's gonna be in front of us, and it just feels good to be in good shape. To be like, yeah, I got that, no problem. Oh, it's happening tomorrow. Yeah, I got it, no worries. And and the joy too, like today we went down. When I say we, me, my wife, my 3 sons went down to jiu-jitsu this evening. Like, that's a good Friday night. And of course I've had lots of Friday nights of, oh, let's just get stoned, or let's go for a few drinks, or let's just watch a movie or whatever. But to actually have something active that you can also do with your family is an incredibly good finish to the Friday. And my sons, I've got them learn it. Boom, they got the 1-2, right? They know the 1-2. They got the kicks, 1-2-3, 1-2-3-4, and I'm teaching them this stuff early now. It's your responsibility as a parent to make sure that your kids are trained to stop bullies. And if your child has no way of defense and you've never given them the tools, like, I feel fucking shitty about those kids who haven't had their parents actually make sure that they can protect themselves. So I'm making sure that my kids are well trained, and I got another competition coming up the week after, going up to do jiu-jitsu, and this time my son's actually going to come, and he's competing too in the kids bracket. And so, yeah, I just want to give all of you a little bit of hope. If you were where I used to be, which is I can't put on weight, I also used to be like, I don't know how to fight. Before I came to America around 12 years ago, I was a person that was the party man. I was the man who always got fucked up the most at parties. I would drink the most. I would piss the bed. I never did any sort of training in terms of martial arts until I eventually left my country, which is Ireland. And I think it's really important for each of us to leave whatever your home ground is and go out alone so that you can find yourself. And from being afraid of fighting and hoping just like I don't get picked on or whatever it is, to now, which I never get in a fight, right? Because it's like, I don't want to fight anybody, right? Like I de-escalate everything. It would take so much to get into a fight, but if it needs to happen, well, we could handle business. But that's not something I advise for anybody, especially a street fight. I mean, the amount of people that have guns and weapons and knives, it's like everything goes out the window. So overall, I hope whoever's watching these videos that you've started off your New Year's in the same way that I have. And if you haven't, you can still start now, right? Like, I'm going to wait till next year. It's like you can really just start whenever. And if you can put yourself first, so for me, a priority for me is my health. The priority for me is if I'm in my best shape, my family's in its best shape. If I'm stressed out, I haven't been working out, I haven't been following my routines, everything else suffers. My communication goes down, my sleep patterns are off, just everything sort of shifts. And once you get into the momentum, you don't want to lose it. And so just remember that, and also give yourself grace, because sometimes, you know what, it just doesn't happen, right? Whatever, you have a tough day, just reset to reset the next day. And for me, I've actually really done my best this time, because it's not like I've had a few attempts of like trying to be, in quote, more healthy, whatever you want to call it. And this time I'm actually being really kind to myself. And in the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about emotional awareness, because grounding your emotions is really important. And when I'm in a grounded, clear space, I'm able to make clear decisions. And for example, what I did when I'm making a decision, what I do is I feel my emotions. So for instance, I'll give you the example. Today it was, hey, can you go to this event tomorrow? Now the mind might be going, this jiu-jitsu tournament, the mind is going, yeah, let's do it, it'll be great. Now, I first also want to listen to my heart. And so what I do is I say, how do I feel about going to this jiu-jitsu tournament tomorrow? And I was feeling excited. It doesn't, also just to be clear, all emotions are the same. There is no better or worse. They're all emotions, they're just the same. So I ground that. I feel the excitement. I ground it. Grounding it meaning like I feel it through, so I no longer feel excited. And then I go beneath that. What else is there? Until eventually there's nothing left and you're at the ground level. And after that, now that my emotions are calm, now I ask the question, like what is the best way forward, or like what is what would I like to do about this tournament tomorrow? And then the answer is always clear, and it was yes. And that way I don't get lost in my mind of, oh, shouldn't I, I've got this stuff to do, I don't have this stuff to do, how am I going to do it? It's just like, no, this is the aligned self of the heart, the mind, and the body. So I'm going to leave it there with you. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been watching these videos. And we're just getting started. It's going to be daily, and I'm going to keep you updated, and you're going to see the success of this year for me. Because the momentum and where I'm going and the focus that I have about what I'm going to achieve, I'm not going to let anything else get in my way. But first, my physical self, my health needs to be a top priority for me. And so working out, putting on weight, feeling good, feeling built, seeing that growth is important. And I just want everybody else to feel like this. So drop a comment below. Let me know, how is your New Year's resolutions going? How have you been getting into the gym? Let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one tomorrow. Peace, everybody.